Hi, if you're new here, we're Emma, Jack, and Poppy. Today we are in the beautiful town of Skagway, Alaska, steeped in history and surrounded by stunning beauty. Join us as we explore the charming streets, sip on some local brews at a brewery, and embark on an unforgettable journey on the White Pass train. We are in Skagway today. We are doing a tender to get over because of the landslide that happened a few months ago. So we are on the boat. Let's go have fun. We just got off the tender and we are going to explore town a little bit, and then later we have a train ride up the mountain, and so that should be super fun. I'm excited for that. This little lady will love that, and it's a beautiful day. We're not supposed to have any rain today, and it's just gorgeous out. And I also think this is probably our favorite port out of all of the stops. It's definitely up there. I mean, this or Ketchikan, but I think this one might be our favorite.
Yeah, I think of all of the ports that you can go to on a cruise, though, I think Seward is probably our favorite.
True. Seward would be our favorite, but we haven't done the cruise to Seward. We've just done Seward ourselves on land. And I will attach that video right above.
Klondike Brewing Company. Last time we didn't get to try this, so hopefully it's open today. So this is the Klondike Brewing Company. Hours right here. We're about 9 minutes to 11, so hopefully it's open today. I don't know how you can't come here and just like be in awe of the views. Oh, there's a trash truck.
Let's walk around town a little bit until the brewery actually opens up. After walking around a little bit, Klondike Brewing finally opened up, so we went over to check it out. This is one that we would definitely suggest. You have Klondike Brewing and Skagway Brewing Company. Both are fantastic options if you are in the area. We tried some of their stouts, some of their IPAs, some of their saisons. We got a good mix of different ones to try. So last time we didn't get to do Klondike Brewing, so now we're here, and I would suggest it. It's really good.
Super cool brewery. You must stop by. They are closed between October and May, and they all go on vacation for that time. The brewer comes back in January and he starts their Pilsner lager process, which takes 90 days. So he'll be back January 1st, or January 10th is what he told me, to start brewing lager for the next season. They do 350 barrels a season, which when you think about it, that's a lot of beer for such a small community, and it's really driven by the cruise ships. But cool story is, the way this brewery started is there's an excursion that goes up to the glaciers outside of Skagway, and the guys were sitting around one night thinking about a way to kind of grow their business, and they asked to start this brewery. And so the guy that works, the master brewer there, actually has no training in brewing, but he learned how to make it for this brewery to start.
Oh wow, their beer was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. It's a must go to. Kind of a cool story. They'll let you go back into where they brew the beer.
If they're not too busy.
If they're not too busy. And you can go see their nice setup. Klondike Brewing. Thumbs up.
So I also got the spruce beer, which I would definitely recommend because it is made from the spruce tips that are growing all around this area. And a little plus, you get a delicious beer and you get some vitamin C with your beer. You don't usually get that in a beer. So it's healthy and delicious.
Healthy is a loose term, but yes.
Hey, vitamin C is healthy. That's fantastic.
Yep. I don't know if beer is, though.
Well, you know, it counters it out.
Okay, it is September, the end of September. Look at the sky. It is beautiful.
You also can't forget about Skagway Brewing. This is another fantastic option if you want a good beer. We did this one last time, so I'll leave a link. But now it's time to go do the White Pass train ride. We are so excited for this. Poppy is going to love it.
Yeah, he's nice there.
You want to do the choo-choo?
Wow! Skookum Jim and his family found gold near the Klondike River in Canada's Yukon Territory in August of 1896. By July of 1897, just 1 year later, the gold rush had started. After the gold was shipped down to the continuous 48, it had started one of the most frantic gold rushes in history. Within days, people were trying to book passage to head north. As we were heading up the mountain, we saw this old rail car that you could rent if you're hiking up the mountain.
Our ship is right there. Where 2 workers died with the boulder sitting next to it.
100,000 hopeful miners sprinted towards Alaska and the Yukon with eyes on riches. There were several routes that they could use to get there, and there was the rich man's route, which was all by water, sailing around Alaska up to the Yukon River. Some tried to walk the whole way, which sometimes took approximately 2 years, and then some tried crossing glaciers near Valdez. But most opted for the cheapest and most direct routes, the White Pass and the Chilkoot Trails. From fall to winter of 1897 to 98, ships delivered gold seekers to Skagway, nearby Dyea. The Chilkoot Trail out of Dyea had to be done by foot, making it the hardest but yet the shortest trail. Where the White Pass from Skagway, you could use pack animals, the White Pass was an animal killer because anxious prospectors would overload the animals and force them over rocky terrains. More than 3,000 animals died on this trail. The trail was only 35 miles, but the miners had to go up and down many times to get their gear, and once they had reached the lakes, they needed to use a boat to float the remaining 560 miles to Dawson City and the Klondike mining district. By August of 1898, lots of miners had started to head home broke, and the next year saw an even larger number of miners leaving when they heard of talk and gold in Nome, Alaska. The Klondike gold rush ended as suddenly as it had begun.
This is a lot of fun. I'm a fan of this.
Yep.
You having a good time?
Yep. There's Bobby.
This is fun. Bobby's having fun.
The 19th century was the era of railroads. 2 men, Sir Thomas Tanqueray, representing London investors, and Michael J. Henney, an experienced railroad contractor, joined forces. The White Pass and Yukon Railroad Company organized in April of 1898. On May of 1898, the construction began. At no time during the construction were fewer than 1,000 men employed. They worked shifts in the summer when daylight lasted virtually around the clock. They needed to import all of the timber because local timber was worthless and it would splinter way too easily. The first 20 miles of construction averaged $100,000 per mile, a huge amount of money for that era. At least 35 workers were killed in the construction before it was completed, and on July 21st of 1898, the first train left Skagway and went to mile marker 4. The main track was completed on February 18th of 1899, and by July of 1899, the train reached Lake Bennett, and miners who in the past would take them days to hike up could now reach it in a matter of 3 hours on a train. Huge advancements for them.
The international border between the United States and Canada. I hope you enjoyed your short stay in British Columbia.
This is worth it. And we live at higher altitude than we currently are. We climb 2,000 feet. But this is cool. I would definitely suggest it. We'll talk more when we get off. And back. He's sleepy.
at the tunnel right now. This is what we can see.
The train ride was really, really cool. I would definitely suggest it. It took 2.5 hours to get up and back. I would book it on your own and not with cruise line, just because everybody had more space where we were and it's more affordable. But it was a really pretty ride and you learned a lot of history. Yeah, what do you think, Jack?
It was fun.
It was fun. Thanks for the input.
So the train ride, it took off on time though, so definitely if you're going to do it, make sure you're there early just so they don't leave without you. And no matter what side you sit on, you will see the scenery going there or back, because they do like a loop up at the top and head back down. So every seat's got a great view, but it was absolutely gorgeous, beautiful scenery. It was just a great day overall. Then we just got back on the ship, had some good quality family time, hung out, saw some really pretty sights at night, and went to bed. We will see you next time for Icy Strait Point. Can't wait to share it all with you then. So till next time, get out and live a little. Bye guys.